It's now time for the quilting and completion of the 9+1 quilt. So again, we've got this cute pink and purple and kitty cat quilt from the 3-yard quilts for kids, and it's time to get a backing for it. So as I mentioned before, I did piece a little bit of it in there, and so here is my scraps from the front pieced section, and it actually is pretty close to fitting the width, but I do obviously need to add a little bit to the sides and then the top and the bottom. And so what I went ahead with, since there's so much pink and purple on the front, I kind of wanted the back to be a little bit different, and since I'm going to be binding it with a stripe, I got this lemon yellow Kona. So that's going to be my main backing, and then a little bit of this kind of splashed in there. And I think I'm going to quilt it with purple because I have like an amethyst purple thread from one of my previous projects, and I think that's going to be a good little variation to this. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to quilt it. I could do a cat themed one, but I feel like it's a little cutesy, so maybe I'll just do like a loop-the-loop because we've got like some loops and shapes and stuff in here. So I'll probably get my back all sewn together, get this pieced in, and then my top and my bottom, and then figure out what I'm going to quilt it in by the time it's all loaded in. Obviously, at that point, a decision needs to be made. So I'm gonna get to work, and we'll be back real soon to quilt. And here we are all basted in. I went ahead and I'm gonna do the cakewalk pantograph. I think any of my cat ones would just be too kind of goofy and overwhelming. And so I think that'll look good on here. I think it'll look good on the back. We've got the yellow. Got a little close with my sizing there, but we're gonna get stitching and then see how it turns out. Cakewalk is so cute on here. It was the perfect match. And that purple thread is just what it needed. Ugh, I'm so excited to keep quilting this. So I'm going to get it set up and you can watch it do its thing. Here's our front. Here's a little peek at the back with the piecing in there. So now it's time to take this out, trim it all up, put some binding on, and then it's gonna be all done. So cute. So I'm going to start off by showing you this pieced in back because it's just so cute, and give you a little bit more suspense before waiting to see the front. But the 9+1 quilt is all complete and so super cute. I think it's going to be a nice soft tone for any little girl. Nice and pink and purple and all sorts of things. Pink and purple were my favorite colors when I was little, but as you can see, my life has gone the way of teal. But this is going to be so cute and such a good little kitty lover quilt. So I just love this fabric so much. I am going to have to hoard some of this for myself for future children, but then knowing my luck, I'm going to only have boys. So fingers crossed that at some point in my personal life, I'll be able to use this for my own kids. But I just love how this looks, and the stripe binding is exactly what it needs. So it's perfect that the 3-yard allowed for that. I did do a 2.5-inch binding like usual if I can. So 2 thumbs up for that. And then speaking of binding, if you noticed at any point that I kind of, while I was stitching, slipped a wonder clip in certain spots on my binding, what I do for that is if I miss a spot, instead of stopping that moment and then going back and restitching it, then I will continue my binding, put a little wonder clip on any spot that I slip off of, and then come back to it at the very end, so I can just do little spurts instead of stopping, going back, restarting. I'll just do little spurts when I need to fill in gaps. So that's my little binding tip there if I ever miss a spot. I can't remember if I did that in my binding video or not, but that's my little tip for today. And then with the Fabric Hut titanium blades, I have been using it, and it's been doing pretty well as far as cutting through fabric. After trimming up my blocks, I did go ahead and prepare and start cutting out my next chunk of 3-yard quilts, and this powered through it, and I cut I think 8 out honestly, and so this blade's still going pretty strong. So 8 3-yard cuts, a bunch of them had some squares with them. So these titanium blades are doing pretty good. So I'm going to keep this in here and see how much more cutting I can get it to last through with my next projects. But in the meantime, we're going to have this one. We're going to go do a quilt drop and then reveal it. So then we'll have this one officially checked off the list and on to our next project next week already. So let's go outside, do the quilt drop, and then I'll see you next time.